Hello everyone, Daylover here. Warning, this video will contain pictures from Google and every place else, so please give respect to the owners of these pictures and copyrights. And also warning, it's going to contain my own personally opinion about the never-ending story, as you can see here today. So if you don't like stuff like that, click away or else stay. So the film is based on the novel The Neverending Story by Michael, and the film was produced by Beren Ichlinger. I'm going to put a link in the description to The Neverending Story on Wikipedia because I'm not sure that I'm pronouncing these names correctly. And this is more going to be in deeper meaning of the never-ending story within itself. If you want to see a contrast between like the book and the movie, I will actually recommend Dominic, Dom, like in old days. But I really enjoyed this. I watched this with my fiance not that long time ago, and I think like this is what you need if you need, a comparison between the book and the movie in that sort of a sense. That's not what I'm doing today. And here's a picture of him, like what he looked like at that point. But as I said before, and I'll say it again, I'll link to him in the description down below, and I will also link to everything else that I'm talking about here with the in-depth meaning and stuff like that. But again, I will recommend Dominic here for like more comparisons. This is more, as I said before, in-depth, deeper meaning of what I feel it all represents. So let's start with the snake sign. Woo! As we all know, this is the sign for like in front of the book of the never-ending story, and we all know that it's infinity sign. See here? I'm putting the infinity sign in front, and now I'm taking it back again. You can see like there's two infinity signs. So like it means it's going on forever. Of course that gives it the name, the never-ending story. But I also feel like it has the deeper meaning of your fantasy or your imagination having no end. Meaning like you should be like open more to your imagination. Should be more open to escape into this world of Fantasia and like where else you're going in and stuff like that. So that is more or less the deeper meaning of this. I'll see if I can find a picture of what I wanted to talk about here. Oh well, I can't find it right here, but I had a idea about like the snakes representing, the Garden of Eden, the snake that Eva meets and are being like, eat the apple, and preparing you for this whole new story, or how to say that, and she eats it and it becomes a whole other story or how to say that. But I also have like comparisons to the 12 labors of Hercules, and also to getting through the 7 deadly sins. So I'll take it one at a time. So the tasks here you can see from Hercules is a little different than the task that our main character from the never-ending story is going through, because like we have for example the Bullies is one of the things that he have to go through, and like I feel like this is also a great way to show escapism, like you're trying to get away from the problems in your real world, so you merge yourself into a book or any form of entertainment, that being like video games, YouTube videos, whatever you can find. But yeah, there was such a time where there was no technology for this, so books was actually the main thing that you could get and get immersed into. And I will say, like, the Neverending Story is one of the books that could actually take you and get you away, or how to say that could actually immerse you, and you're getting interested, you're getting like invested in the main character Bastian here. You're feeling like what he's feeling, you're going through the same trials and errors as he is. For example, there is the turtle. And of course we are following Bastian through Atreyu. So this is also a story within a story, or how to say that, because like I feel we are more invested in Atreyu than we are in Bastian, but we are supposed to be putting ourselves in Bastian's place and being like reading the book. And also the turtle represents a whole bunch of other stuff, with like overcoming, being slow, and being like impatient, and not listening to your elderly, actually. I have like so many things going on with all of these, but as I said before, the turtle is one of the trials that we go through and that we are sympathizing with. And also, like, I really love the voice of the turtle. I don't for the life of me remember what she's called, but I really like this old lady turtle, and I think it's funny when he gets to her. And of course there's the rock biter, and that's really sad. Listen to lose friendship to get more grown up and stuff like that. And then we have like the ultimate, or one of the ultimate tests, where we all cried when we were younger, with Artax. Also the lesson about like losing loved ones, but also overcoming your fears, and be able to live with loss, or how to say that, thinking about the deeper meanings of the Neverending Story is not easy. But like what I'm thinking about is like how you see Artax, and sometimes you get more invested in, and emotionally thought to like animals. Also a thing that I just realized now when I'm watching this is Artax is a white horse. A white horse could actually represent death. So yeah, we already knew from the start when he went out that stuff was going to happen with it, if we really want to look into it that deep. But I think like a white horse can also be like what a prince uses, or any hero uses. And like he also overcomes it later on with like looking at the wall, seeing the future, what's going to happen to him, what's going to happen to everything. And I think like that's a really important lesson to learn, to overcome, as I said, like the loss of loved ones, the loss of friendship, still being able to move on with your life, and try to get rid of this nothing, which is here, which I'm not that happy about. It's represented with a wolf, because like a wolf in real life would never just attack you like this. It would be like really, really hungry, or it would be like you had to agitate it in real life. There's no way a wolf like this is, I know this is a fantasy wolf or the nothing wolf, quote unquote, but yeah, I still feel like this is I will not say it's a bad representation, because like I was afraid of this when I was younger. I was like so terrified of this, and I love wolves. So yeah, I think like it more represents, the things, also the consumption of yourself and your soul, and like there's nothing left if you give away, if you give all of your imagination away, or all of your childhood, you will be left with nothing, not saying that growing up is the anti-protagonist in this story, but like you should keep your, child heart, or how to say that, and a little bit of your child imagination. Let yourself be swept away, as I said from the start, in like whatever entertainment that you want, in like YouTube videos and so on. I think like it's a really good message that like even after nothing, we can also rebuild and come through and become better and stuff like that. And that's also one of the trials. Of course, he gets rid of it, and defeats it, and like are not afraid anymore. And then we have the yelling of the name, and then Bastian comes into this realm. That comes into this realm. Sorry about that. Where he is presented with the Empress, or the Moonchild, or whatever to call them. That like he have to imagine like everything again, and it's going to be based around his fantasy now. What the first Neverending story was actually your fantasy, and this what is this, the New Beginnings or something like that, is based on Bastian's, and that's also why he can escape and ride onto the dragon, and come into the real world and all of that good stuff, because like now it's his story, or how to say that, like we expand our minds to put it in real stories. And this is also a representation of like creating new stuff, because like even the smallest grain or the smallest idea can be into a big world, if you really want it to be. I actually also forgot about a trial. There's these and don't get me started about like what they represent and all of that good stuff. I think I'm going to leave a link into the description down below, but it's also life, death, what more, lust, new beginnings, and all of this good stuff, because like Sphinxes is amazing. But the challenge that he goes through here is like he have to answer some questions, and the last one is being like, are you sure that you're the chosen one? And he have to jump for his life, because like the Sphinxes doesn't believe him. He doesn't believe it in his heart. But the problem is here, like, we needed Bastian to believe in Atreyu to be the one, or we actually needed Bastian in Atreyu's place here. So yeah, I think like this is a little cheating for the Sphinxes to do this to us, but it's also like a good lesson for like in real life with you should be believing more in yourself. You should have the courage to be like, yes, I can go through this. Yes, I can go over my things. I do have accomplishment. I am the one. I am, great at doing the stuff that I'm doing, or how to say that, and not have any lingering doubts in your heart and stuff like that. And then, of course, there's the end with like everything being rebuilt, everything being like nice again, and yeah, happy, and us riding into the real world again. I think like I had a theory about some places in the movie where I thought there could be representation of Bastian actually, I will not say dying, but giving away to fantasy, giving into like yeah, the other world, how to say that, giving into fantasia. And there's where he gets the book and reads in it for the first time. There's where he it's the same place where he runs from the bullies and he hides in the basement, or how to say that. And then there's the second time with the thunderstorm and Artex dying and all of that good stuff. And then there's the after he defeats the nothing and everything is fine, and like he gets this grain of imagination to the Empress, because like it could also represent that he is now like mixturing fantasy with the real life, which is often to not a good idea. Not saying that you should never do it, but I'm just saying like please be grounded in real life too, because like I have, when I was younger, a really vivid imagination, and I sometimes mixed real life with my imagination, and that was not good for me. Everybody thought that I was, cuckoo for Cocoa Pops, or how to say that. But it's just, really hard when you're younger to be like giving away and giving up these fantasies, because like you really want the real world sometimes to be like this. But the thing is, like, we also need to be grateful for what we have in the real world, and like be appreciative of even the smaller things that we have, like waking up, or clothes on our body, a roof over our head, food every day, and all of that good stuff. So that was also why I had the other theory about the story actually being based on the seven deadly sins. Like he goes through all of the stages with, for example, like the lust at the statues of the sphinxes, the wrath with like losing Artax, the gluttony, where like we see that there's eating at some point, like the apple and stuff like that. But there's also the rock biter that eats like stone upon stone. There's the envy, like I think like Bastian envies Atreyu for being in that world. And then there's the greed with like getting everything that you ever wanted, like riding on the dragon and completing the story, and being like oh, everything's going to be fine. And then there's the pride. Both Bastian and Atreyu have shown pride, and I will say not in a bad way, but I will say like there's also limits to where I think like pride is supposed to be a good thing, or how to say that, but I will let that be up to yourself. And then the sloth, like being a little like, okay, I don't want to deal with the real world, so here's an easy escape to the fantasy, or how to say that. And we also overcome that near towards the end, because like Bastian reunites with his dad and everything is fine. So I actually think like what the dragon represents, and him riding into the real world represents, is him getting the courage to stand up to his bullies and being like, no, this is, I had enough, and like actually kicking their ass. But maybe I'm wrong, and maybe you see something different, completely different in this. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. I know this was a really long one, but I really must admit I really enjoyed the Neverending Story. I enjoyed the characters, as you can hear. I'm all for like reading into stuff and having everything in my imagination. This was just one of many theories that I've seen out there. Also something with like both the dragon being white and the horse being white could represent like a death again. As I said, like I think it's more like the base notion of him using the book for the escape, and then like growing up with us within the book, and taking the responsibility of making a whole new world and standing up to his bullies, and then like finishing his quest of the never-ending story, which is his life, or how to say that. And it goes on and on and on with like it being the never-ending story, because like no matter what, like there will always be people that have fantasy. There will always be people that are willing to take this grain and make it into their own stories. And this was actually also inspiration for my OC background story. You know, that small glitter that comes and colors my OC. Now, I know this might not make any sense to anybody that doesn't know me, but the small glitter is actually that grain of fantasy or imagination that colored me when I had problems with this. And this can actually also help you, like I think, like going through all of the stages of grief, like being like depression and anger, again, as I said, like with the grief and acceptance and all of that good stuff. And there's also a lot of love in this story. I really do like that there's all of this story for all of us, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it too. Tell me in the comments down below, as I said before, what you feel, what you think it represents, and yeah, I will again link to everything that I used here, just not the pictures, because like they're all over Google. But yeah, I really were engulfed in this story, and I think like it's one of the underrated ones. Actually, also I would recommend number 2. I know like a lot of people don't like number 2, but I'll the Neverending Story 2, that is. But I will maybe in the future make a video about that. If you guys like this one, which I hope that you will, I will maybe consider making a future video where I talk about the Neverending Story too. But I'll leave the story here. I think I've been through everything. If I missed something, let me know. But I think I went through all of the labors, quote unquote, and all of the sins and all of the, you know, grievance and stuff like that that I could figure out had a deeper meaning. Also, like when I read the book, I will say this thing. When I read the book, I imagined the realm, or how to say that, the castle and stuff like this. So that is pretty amazing. And I know that the book and the movie doesn't have the same ending, and the ending in the book is a little bit more epic, or how to say that. But I'll let you go and see Dominic's video on the Neverending Story Lost in Adaptation for all of that good stuff. But yeah, what more can I say? Do remember to take care of yourself and loved ones. Do remember that inspiration is right around the corner. And yeah, that was actually all. And this was fun. I can't wait to make more. Okay, yeah. Bye bye.